Marian provides solutions to physical, emotional, and mental well-being by empowering people to help heal themselves. Marian started her kinesiology training 30 years ago and has done all of Wayne Topping's trainings, trained in neuro-linguistic programming with the founder, Richard Bandler, trained with Paul McKenna in hypnotherapy, is a qualified reflexologist, qualified emotion code practitioner with Dr. Bradley Nelson, founder of Heart, Art, Magic, and an artist of over 40 years. Author of Love to Change, Then Change to Love, which was published in 2012. And author of the Healing Card Deck and Healing Card Deck course called Empowering Change. And that's what we're here today to listen to. The Healing Card Deck course is designed to help to make a difference in your world. Marian has decades of experience in helping people to reach their full potential while guiding them toward a more purposeful direction, fulfilling and satisfying life. And if you're just a little bit interested like I am and want to know what else she does, she stays fit by cycling and trampolining and loves designing knitwear. So there's some more aspects to this wonderful author. Let's hear what she's got to tell us today. Welcome, Marian.
Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you so much for that introduction. Yeah, it's a privilege for me to speak today, and thank you for the invite. I suppose the most important thing for me is the card deck that I created, and the course I created has really helped me to empower myself and the changes that I see in myself. Empowering Change with Marian Egan. What change would you like to make or need to make? Would it make a difference if your life was so much better than it is right now? When I created this card deck, I didn't know that something so simple could make such a massive difference in my life and the lives of others. This card deck self-healing tool that can help relieve pain, give comfort and guidance, and even direction in life. You can access your own internal sat-nav or GPS system within with these cards in your hands, and they work. With your intention or your question, you can choose one card or more for the best outcome. Within my class, I will teach how to test, so you can choose which is the #1 priority card or cards that you need to unlock what is blocking you, to create your greatest pathway in life with ease, flow, and happiness. Empowering change to be your best and to make a difference. So when I created this, it was such a desperate time in my life, really. I always start off with, your sat-nav, your internal sat-nav was your belief system. And are you suffering enough right now, or would you rather wait until you feel worse? That's a quote from Blaise Brosnan, who is a wonderful Irish mentor and author. And I always ask people, what do you want? What direction are you going in? Are you on your correct course? So how my course changed in 2019 during COVID. My mom got pneumonia and she got COVID at the same time, and she was 95 and on oxygen 24/7. And if that wasn't bad enough, then my daughter told me of her cancer diagnosis. And my daughter wanted me to be her mom, not her therapist. And the best thing that I could do was what I was doing for many years, is doing some healing paintings. So that's what I did. I started doing a healing painting every week that Jennifer had chemo, and I sent the energy of that healing painting to Mom and to Jenny, because we couldn't visit anyway during COVID. And I also had been using frequency numbers in my practice for many years. So I created frequency numbers for each image. So this was the beginning of the card deck for me. I called this Wisdom, Insight, and Foresight. A good friend of mine, Colette, brought me through a unicorn meditation. And I could see in my mind's eye a wonderful meadow with these wonderful unicorns coming through the meadow, and each unicorn was a different color. And this purple unicorn came over to me and stood right next to me, and I could see my reflection in the eye of the unicorn. And this is what this image represents. Now, there was a transference of energy. I could feel this wonderful wisdom emanating from the unicorn, and I felt it was also getting some energy from me. And I got the inspiration then to bring my images into a card deck, and I called it Wisdom, Insight, and Nikola Tesla says, you know, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. So this is what the card deck looks like. And then I said to myself, well, how does it work? So I started using the cards on myself. On the 31st of March, 2020, I started a journal, and I would set my intention and I would choose 1, 2, or 3 cards. And I kept the journals going to see, well, how does it work? And the interesting thing was when I did my presentation in Tenerife, the date I gave it was the 31st of March, 2023. So that was really significant. So recent events in my clinic, how the cards work is, you know, I had Barbara who has cancer, and she's going through chemotherapy, but her pain level was 8 out of 10. And after she used the cards and installed the frequency, she went home pain-free. And then Sarah Ann has carpal tunnel, but the doctor said no surgery, it can be done on that for her. And she also has gut problems, and her pain level was 7 out of 10 for the gut and 8 out of 10 for the hand. And she went home pain-free, and she could open and close her hand, and she went home with such an amazing smile. It's amazing when I see the transformation. And then Tony had serious reflux on medication for years, which sometimes didn't work for him. Again, he went home pain-free, and he came off his medication, and he's out cycling every night of the week, and he has his life back. But this lady, Jane, she blew my fuse, because Jane had stopped her chemotherapy in December 2021. And she's a single parent, and she just felt that the chemotherapy was not for her, and she stopped doing it. She did my card course, and during the evening, she had a tingling hot sensation coming from her armpit right across her chest from the breast cancer, and a discomfort level of 7 out of 10. Which went down to 0 after she installed the numbers of the cards. And she said, Marian, that sensation has just vanished. But the interesting thing was, she went back to the hospital for her checkup, and she had her mammogram, ultrasound, and PET scan done. And her oncologist said, Jane, your cancer is gone. You have the all clear now. And that really was just so amazing, because Jane was earmarked for radiation and mastectomy as well. This was one of the cards that Jane chose. It's called Massive Breakthrough. And it says, going for gold. The tough times are behind you now, and they've taught you very valuable lessons. They've brought you forward into more successful and happier times, and enjoy the outcome. Now, this was a massive breakthrough for Jane. And it's amazing how apt the cards are for the intention that the person chooses for themselves. And this is the back of the card. This is the front of the card. So you have the image on the front, message and frequency on the back. Now, always seek professional advice for health issues. This self-healing card deck is for self-healing. It's not for diagnosing, and it's not a cure for any illness. So again, on the 31st of March, I had the wonderful opportunity to present at Tenerife, and I chose a card for myself the day before, and it was card number 1001. That's this morning I chose card number 1047, I think it is now, because I'm on my 3rd journal for myself. And the card I chose was called Enlightened as a 1. I thought it was very appropriate. So I'm working on my new card deck, which came to me in a dream I had. So I called it I Dreamed a Dream. And it is for personal growth, and it is blowing my mind away, even though I've created it, but it is so apt for where I'm at the moment. So the card deck course, you're just learning how to use the self-healing card deck, set your intention and find your simple solution, and it helps with pain relief, guidance, and stress release. And the objectives of the course are to provide you with a simple self-healing tool. You take ownership of your own healing towards a healthier, happier, joyful you, and you can activate your natural internal healing powers to guide and direct you into a more peaceful and tranquil mode. And you can discover how you can raise your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. So this is some of the feedback I've had from students. The most wonderful thing is, that they're talking about it. That's helped me to be more positive about my thinking process and my ability to change. And I really enjoyed the workshop. It has opened my eyes and shown me how I can make changes in myself. So again, it's all back to self change. And I said my final farewell in December to my mom. And Jenny is doing great. She's cancer-free. And I always say, if your body is not healthy, where are you going to live? We really need to look at staying healthy now, investing in your health now for your future, because every day we're one day older. So I'm so grateful to have Jenny healthy. And my next card deck course is coming up in August, but my cards are now in 14 countries. And if you want to see how I use the cards and the people that I asked, could I do my cards with them, my YouTube channel it's an Egan one with an M in front of it. And how you can find and have a look at those changes. And this is my new card deck. The next course date is August 15th from 7 till 10. It's done over 2 evenings. And I can put the chat, the links in the chat if you would like. And now I'm ready for any questions and answers.
Marian, thank you so much. It's mind-opening. It really is. So any questions? If you have a question for Marian, please unmute yourself to ask the question.
Okay, once the person has the frequency and you say that it is installed, can you describe the installation process?
So what I do is we test to see how many times the person needs. We tap the number into the body. Now, I test to see, do we tap it into the pain point or into the sternum? So check and see where does one tap the numbers in, and then I test to see how many times you tap the frequency into the body. And also, I get people to wear the frequencies on the left side of their body for a number of weeks. Again, we test to see, is it for 1 week, is it for 2 weeks, or is it for more? And the reason is the frequency flows, energy flows into the body on the left side. So that keeps the frequency installed for that length of time. That's how we install it and keep it installed until the body has moved on to maybe another frequency. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Earl.
Thank you. Any more questions? This is a fascinating presentation, fascinating work. I love the way how that you do the painting with your hands. That was fascinating.
I love that too, Sylvia. I sit and I meditate first, and then I paint with my hands. So, and I don't know what's going to come. So that's why I actually have to video myself painting, because I need to look back and say, well, where did I start and how did it progress? So again, I have all those paintings on my YouTube channel, and yeah, it's interesting to watch them back, but it's so profound now when I'm doing the cards for myself and I'm choosing the messages, and I'm kind of, oh my God, they're so apt with where I'm at and how I'm moving forward. It's a great, for me, this is research and development to see how does this second card deck work, because the first one was created from desperation to inspiration to pure, I feel, magic. And now this is my research development for myself to see how are these working now. So again, I'm just recording every day. How's it working and what's it doing and how I'm progressing.
It's really fascinating, and I have watched some of your YouTubes. And so did you begin doing this as a child, or it came to you after certain experiences of life, or how did you develop?
Well, I was actually, I went to a workshop many years ago there was an English lady, and she was teaching how to paint from the subconscious. And at the time, Sylvia, I was in a lot of pain myself. I always say, look, T is for tension, right? And if you put a T at the end of pain, what have you got? Paint, right? Paint, yeah. So I found that the painting process, I was so engrossed in the painting process, and I felt that painting with my hands allowed me to really be in touch with the color and the feel of the paint. And when you paint like that, you have now expressed how you've been feeling. So the feeling now is no longer held in your body. The feeling is now outside of you. It's on your canvas or on your piece of paper, whatever it might be. So you're lifting layers and layers and layers of trauma and, you know, grief and whatever you're holding. It's allowing you just to let it all go, you know, and it's a wonderful freedom of expression. And it's really great for mental health and emotional well-being. It's fantastic. And it's so easy to do because you're just playing with color. I never know what's going to come through. You know, it's just when I see an image coming through, then I'll take a paintbrush and bring it out. But sometimes nothing comes through. It's just all color, you know.
Marian, thanks for your presentation. Two things really. I love the way your cards have your paintings. So it's so personal in that way. And also what you've shared with us, it's quite mind-blowing. The testimonials, specifically in relation to pain, that people are having these reductions. Well, I think all of the ones you shared were down to 0. So that's quite huge. And very nice of those people to share that information, allow you to share it with us. So that's very powerful, and thank you for that.
Thank you, Jackie. Yeah, it is. And I feel very privileged that they allowed me to do that, yeah. You know, but then it helped me, but it also helped them as well, you know, so it was a good
I'm sure they're happy too, like when they've had such a fantastic result, really outstanding. Yeah.
And it wasn't a short pain relief, it was a long-term pain relief. You know, it wasn't just something that, you know, they experienced a day. It was a long-term, because I went back to check on them and they were doing well. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, just keep it up. We'll be excited to hear what's coming next for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was such a fascinating presentation tonight. Oh, on your empowering change in the deck of cards and the levels of cards. And thank you too for keeping the journals through the years so that you have, you know, an ongoing story.
It's a record, yeah, and but I just needed to know how do they work. I mean, yeah, it was amazing, you know, and it still is. It's bringing me joy every day.
It's a creative discovery.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's a journey. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you so much.